So the bid writer has been custom built for grant writing. So it's been trained to write like a human. It's also been trained on thousands of, not necessarily just successful bids, but thousands of good bids. So it knows what good looks like. So whenever it's drafting an application, it follows this way of writing, and it writes as a bid writer would. You can customize that, and you can go into the bid library and you can customize the writing style if you so choose. But the bid writer has been designed to write like a bid writer. So once you're ready to find a grant, you find a grant through the campaigns, or you can go through the grant database here. Click apply. So what's going to happen now is the bid writer is looking through your company profile, your bid library, and the campaign details. They're the only 3 data sources it uses. It doesn't use anything external, so it's not doing a Google search. It's not going to make things up. It's not just going to assume random things. It's going to check what it knows about your organisation against the funder's application form. And then if it's got any missing information, it's going to then prompt you to give it that extra context. So in this example here, there's a few questions which we've not got the information for. You don't have to add every question in. You can skip a question just by leaving it blank. If you do want to add that context, you can then click remember this for future applications, so that then when you're asked that question again in the future, it'll remember it, so you don't have to keep putting in the same information over and over and over again. Once you've added the context, you'll then, the system will probably take maybe 4 or 5 minutes to draft the application, because it is looking through so much data. When it's ready, you'll then come to a screen like this, and it'll be in progress when it's still drafting. When it's ready for you to review, it'll move over to review. You'll then get a screen that looks something like this. Now, all the questions will match up to the funder's application form. There's a few points here. So info required is, unsurprisingly, information that the system just doesn't have. So it might be that you've not provided the context for that. It might be that you actually don't need to provide the context, contact name, first name, last name, for example. You'll probably just add that in when you go to the funder's application form. The needs check-in bit is, the bid writer never makes anything up, but it does assume certain things. So if it's read your information and it's 95% sure that's accurate, it's going to draft on that basis, but it will identify when it's drafted and it's assumed something, just so you can double check that's accurate. So you can then look through the application form. You can make any changes that you want. You can review it. We've got an AI assistant here which you can use. You can ask it anything. So you might say, review question 6 and identify any areas for improvement. Or you can ask it directly to improve a grant. You can give it direction, anything you want. And then once you're ready, mark it is ready for submission. That means the grant will then move over to the outcome column. And then when it's actually been submitted, you can then mark that submitted, and then you can also mark it as won and lost. So you can keep track of every application that you're working on throughout the system.